What is good, YouTube? It is your boy Anime Devil Hunter. I hope everyone's having an awesome day, and man, what an awesome chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, man. Finally got to see some HAKARI action. And boy, I know I'm late, but you feel me, your boy had to study for his finals exams. But now that it's out the way, I had to come out with the chapter, you feel me, cannot miss a week. But yeah, guys, what a dope chapter. We got to see what Charles' ability looks like, and I absolutely love it. It totally fits with his whole, manga creator image. His abilities are just perfect, like with his persona and whatnot. And HAKARI, man, HAKARI, he showed us something at the end of the chapter. But to be honest, I like HAKARI the whole entire chapter, considering for like, I don't know, majority of the chapter, man's had his hands in his pocket while going up against this dude. Like, bro, come on. And HAKARI was literally playing around the entire chapter. But yeah, we all about to get straight into this review. But before we do, if you are new to Anime Devil Hunter, welcome. Here on this channel, we cover all sorts of dope, awesome anime and manga related content, especially Jujutsu Kaisen, of course. That's my favorite thing to cover on this channel. So definitely subscribe and join the channel. Drop a like if you end up enjoying the video, and definitely comment down below and let me know what you thought of the chapter. With that being said, let us begin. So we start the chapter off with Charles pulling out his G-Warp staff. And to be honest, it looks awesome. HAKARI, I mean, he's just looking at it, laughing and whatnot. The two then immediately start going at it on a Ferris wheel. And he points his G-Warp staff at HAKARI. And HAKARI just has his hands in his pocket the whole entire time. Following that, Charles starts to recite a quote from one of his favorite mangaka or creator. And the quote goes, "It was my dream to become an astronaut, but it seems like it wasn't meant to be. Instead, I'm thinking about traveling to space inside of my head." HAKARI's like, "What are you quoting?" Charles then says a poem in one of the creators' comments by Katsura Hoshino, who I really admire. HAKARI then thinks to himself, creators' comments aren't poems. Charles then says manga creators travel to fictitious spaces in their minds because they aren't satisfied with reality. My reality has been taken over by Jujustu. As we see, he's in the Culling Games, forced to participate. He then says to HAKARI, "I've lost my motivation as a reader and as a creator. Do you know what that feeling is called?" HAKARI's like, "Boredom?" Charles says, "No, despair." Following that, he immediately zooms over to HAKARI and he goes to attack him. And he actually manages to land a strike as he cuts him on the face. HAKARI's like, "This is a pen tip. Is it alright for a manga creator to use their pen for violence?" Charles smiles and says, "Ha." Suba Ozoro smashed Kanda's head with a kick. And HAKARI's like, "Oh, that's right." I don't even know if HAKARI knows what he's talking about. But I guess he's just going with the flow. Charles then says, "Thus I feel with the condition for ink." He then goes to take, at the time we didn't know, but later we find out it was actually a manga panel from his G-Warp staff, which I found really cool. He then takes that panel and throws it onto HAKARI as some sort of tracker. HAKARI then says, "What the hell is this?" as Charles takes his G-Warp staff and attacks him. And he manages to jump over it at first, but following that, he hits HAKARI and they end up going off the Ferris wheel. And now they're on the amusement park main ground. So, now HAKARI's taking his hands out of his pockets. It's time to get serious. He thinks to himself the way he just moved was more than a reflex. Charles then walks over to him. He says, "You finally taking your hands out from your pockets, or is it your pockets from your hands?" Which I found funny. HAKARI then says, "Hands from pockets," as we see HAKARI gets frustrated. Charles then says, "That's a manga panel, but a few panels forward from the present." My boy got future sight. Shout out to Katakuri and Luffy and Rayleigh too, you feel me? Charles then explains to HAKARI that he put a manga panel on him. He explains, "Like how the bottom left panel draws the reader's attention, I'm seeing your very near future, about 1 second in advance. As the fight continues and G-Warp staff fills with ink, I'll be able to see even further into the future." So his ability to see into the future just gets better and better. Can you imagine, like, if he was like a talented sorcerer, like a really strong sorcerer? Do you know how much of a problem he would be? But shit, man. It is what it is. HAKARI then begins to scratch his head and says, "So you can see the future, huh?" We then get some future sight as to what Charles is exactly seeing, and he's seeing HAKARI's moves right before HAKARI does them, and he realizes, damn, like, HAKARI's really fast. And he thinks to himself, if I hadn't activated G-Warp staff, I'd been a goner. So this, without the future sight, bro, this battle would have been over immediately the minute HAKARI took his hands out of his pocket. So right before HAKARI manages to land a blow, Charles deflects or counteracts with his G-Warp staff, like the bottom of it. And HAKARI's like, "You could see into the future, huh?" Charles like, "Oui, you feel me, French?" "Yes." HAKARI then says, "But if that's all you got," and HAKARI immediately disappears and lands a blow on the back of Charles's back. Charles gets hits from the back and he thinks to himself, "What? That hurt." Pause. HAKARI then says, you have to look to know, right? "Then I'll attack you from your blind spots and press you hard." And we see HAKARI roll over and do some drop kick and, send Charles flying back. And Charles like, damn, what's with his cursed energy? It's rough and hurts like sandpaper. But once I know he's coming from my blind spots, and he tries to hit HAKARI with his G-Warp staff again, but HAKARI manages to grab onto it this time and punch him back with it. And I want to talk about Hakari's curse energy. We did first find out that Hakari's curse energy is a bit different from the others. He just says mine is a bit rougher than others, and we're seeing it right over here. And I wonder why is the reason, like, why is that? Does it have to do like his personality? And if that's the case, will that like apply to other sorcerers and whatnot? Like, I think that's pretty cool. But anyways, moving on, Hakari zooms up to Charles and he says to him, I can go easy on you, but Otaku like you will find some selfish reason to start attacking people again. So I have to utterly break you. As we see him, bro, we see him punch Charles back. And Hakari's not done yet. Before Charles can even land to where he's landing, Hakari's already there and he hits him again. But Charles manages to get a blow as well, as we see him cut Hakari on the forehead. Charles says to Hakari, the heart is only a vessel. Hakari's like, wait, is that what you're trying to say? Charles then says, well, my vessel is already broken and I can only spill out of it in a turbid gush of emotion. I know you have to move 2 seconds from now. I'll be waiting in my blind spot, so why are you posing? And in the final panel of the chapter, we see Hakari do domain expansion, ideal death gamble. And we find out that due to his guaranteed hits effect, Hakari's domain and curse technique rules were revealed to Charles's brain, and that's how we end the chapter. So first and foremost, I think Hakari's expansion is different from Higurama's expansion, considering Higurama's expansion was like how did he explain it? Domain expansions were basically like super attacks, and now in today's era, domain expansions are like ultimate attacks. And I think Hakari might have just hit Charles with an ultimate attack. You feel me? Like, I don't think he's playing with him. Is Hakari gonna kill him? Absolutely not, but it's gonna definitely take him out. And another thing I found really cool during that final panel was Hakari's eyes. It looked like Hakari's eyes, like his lenses, like it changed shape. Like, I don't know, I just found that really cool. But yeah, honestly, this was a phenomenal chapter. Hakari's domain expansion, ideal death gamble. From the cover of volume, I believe it was volume number 18. Yeah, volume number 18. We saw those dices and whatnot, and I speculated that Hakari's technique or something had to do with gambling and whatnot. Now we don't know Hakari's curse technique as of right now, but we do know his domain expansion, ideal death gamble, has to do with gambling. So I guess I was partially right. For those of you who suspected that as well, kudos to you as well. But anyways, man, what a phenomenal chapter. I really enjoyed the chapter. I can't wait to see what happens next. I do not think this is the end. I think a lot of people speculated that Kashimo, I believe that was his name, Sukuna's rival, is in the same colony as Hakari. So I believe they'll be running into each other following this, and Hakari, he's making quick work of Charles. And who knows, maybe because Kashimo might be so damn strong, we might get a 2 versus 1. We might get Charles to come over to Hakari's side and come to give him aid, considering Kashimo was a sorcerer from Sukuna's era, and I believe those sorcerers, they're a bit different from the ones that are, today. You feel me? I mean, techniques, battle hunger, and just, that combat experience, that will to die in combat. They got it. You feel me? But anyways, man, I look forward to the next chapter. We are on break this week, unfortunately. I believe it's like a holiday in Japan. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Drop a like if you did. Hit the subscribe button for more awesome Jujustu Kaisen content. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And it is your boy, Anime Double Hunter. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Have an awesome day.